Hey guys, this is Chris, and I thought I would share with you a little bit of channel update, a little bit of something that is going to be coming down the pike. First of all, I've been thinking about this a lot lately, and ID Jester brought it up during our play, in case you haven't noticed already, of Spirit Island the other day. And I've decided to rebrand myself probably the last time. Those of you who have been around a long time remember me as Stratomatic Delaware. And then, of course, Tabletop Sports Delaware. And I've gotten away from Tabletop Sports on the channel. Still play them occasionally. A lot of board games. A couple of solo war games. Dust on my keyboard. Ugh. But I decided to go with, and I didn't want to be like just Tabletop Delaware, because people kind of called me that anyway, I guess. But I decided to go with the Lower Slower Board Gamer. New little logo right up there. Still got Delaware in it. But the Lower Slower Board Gamer. The reason behind Lower Slower is I live in Delaware and I live below the canal, so I live in Lower Slower Delaware. That's what they call it. So those who are in the area will be familiar with it. Those who don't, hey, you know, you're learning something about Delaware. Still making videos. As a matter of fact, I've got a little bit of local history that I am going to be doing with a video series coming up shortly. A new game that I got from a fellow wargamer, Greg Amos. Greg, thank you very much. Really appreciate. He got me a copy of The Hunted by GMT. Twilight of the U-Boats, 1943 to 1945. The first game was The Hunters, which I have pre-ordered on GMT's P500 program, and it's going to take a long time for it to fill, so I'm probably not going to get it for a year, and I'm not going to pay $120 for someone who's trying to sell it to a collector on eBay. I'm going to play the game. I don't care what condition it's in 10 or 15 years, hopefully highly used and enjoyed. But I have a, locally, we have in the Cape Henlopen State Park, which is between Lewis and Rehoboth Beach, on the point where the bay goes into the ocean. The Cape May Ferry passes right along there. Was housed Fort Miles, and the Coastal Artillery Battery, CAB 268, I think it was. I'll have to make sure. I know it was 268. Guys, forgive me if I got that wrong, but I don't think it was 286. I really think it was 268. It's been 10 or 12 years since I worked with one of the reenactors. They accepted the surrender of a German U-boat on May 14th, 1945, the U-858. And the 858, it was laid down in December of 42, launched in 17 June of 1943, right at the time that The Hunted begins, in July of 1943. And I am going to play a what if with the U-858. It did not see any combat. It was sent by Germany at the end of the war to cause havoc along the east coast of the U.S. in an attempt to repeat the success of Operation Drumbeat. However, she saw no combat in that mission, nor did it sink or damage any Allied ships during the war. Her captain, Capitan Lieutenant Thilo Bode, surrendered her on 14 May 1945 at Fort Miles, Lewis, Delaware. It was the first enemy ship to surrender to the U.S. forces following the defeat of Germany in World War II. Then it was used for publicity and war bond drives and torpedo target practice in the New England area and was finally scuttled in November of 1947. But it was a Type 9C-40 U-boat, and I am going to be doing a series with The Hunted. And we are going to do a what if, because the object of the game is to sink tonnage. So we're not going to do a historical recreation because we actually want to see ships go down. So that is the main thing that I'm going to have coming up on the channel, and of course a board game here or there. Not a whole lot going on as far as what we're going to be doing, but I wanted to let you know I'm alive and well. Things are going good. And if you start seeing this lower, slower board gamer show up, it's still got my picture with my Pirates hat on, so it's still me. But yeah, a little bit of rebranding. A little more appropriate to what I'm doing and what I'm going to do in the future. Even if I go back to doing some sports games, it's still going to be a board game. War games like Warfighter, The Hunted, board games. Spirit Island, and others that I've played, board game. So lower, slower board gamer, I think, is definitely a little more the speed of where we're going to be going in the future. Again, not going to be content heavy. I'm really enjoying playing my board games, and a lot of the board games are just simply too big of a footprint to go where I'm able to set them up underneath a tripod. But I've got some. I've got a few. I've got one or two others that I want to put on, but The Hunted is definitely the one that's going to be coming up the soonest. A little bit of local historical bent, and I want to let my former co-worker, who was a reenactor rank lieutenant about 10 or 12 years ago when he was active with them before life intruded, want to let him know, and hopefully he'll appreciate it, and also all the other CAB reenactors down there at Fort Miles. So just want to let you guys know what's going on. Thank you very much for keeping an eye on the channel, such as it is. And that is all I've got for you right now. So thank you very much, guys. Keep on rolling. See, I didn't change that.